Then there's new Treasury Secretary Tim Geithner. You got to hear this guy. This guy takes the cake for New World Order, man of the world, stooge in clip 22.
My parents gave me, among many wonderful things, they gave me the important gift of showing me the world as a child. They took us to live in Zambia and Rhodesia, and then to India and to Thailand. And from those places, I saw America through the eyes of others. And it was that experience, seeing the extraordinary influence of America on the world, that led me to work in government.
Now, what does that have to do with being Treasury Secretary in a time of depression? Unless he would like to bring the economy of Zambia to America, or the economy of Zimbabwe to America, or the economy of Thailand to America, I don't understand what this jerk is trying to say. I also showed my children the world as a child. And my son has become a diehard conservative. He didn't become a New World Order gooey-eyed liberal. So what in the world do his parents have to do with saving America from this meltdown? I haven't any idea what this man is talking about. I do know this. The new Treasury Secretary, Tim Geithner, is a tax dodger. He has had to pay money to the IRS for not paying taxes, and yet that's who they put in charge of the Treasury Department. Okay? I mean, I rest my case. We have an idiot, we have a thug, we have a socialist, we have a degenerate. Everywhere you turn, there's another disgrace running the government, in my opinion. If you don't like it, it's too bad. We still have free speech. And you know what? I'm going to get even more vociferous in my opposition, not less. If you think I'm going to stop, you're mistaken. I'm going to get even more vociferous. I'm going to get louder. I'm going to get more insulting until such time as it's illegal. And then I'll go underground and I'll do my show on michaelsavage.com. And then let's see what the government does. What are you going to do, close down the Internet? Let's see what happens when they try to stop the pornographers. Let us see what happens when they try to stop one of their primary donor bases, the pornographic industry, the porno industry. We are talking about a petty tin pot dictator who has taken over America in the minds of millions of Americans. Now, you want me to gloss this over and tell you what I don't think? I cannot do it. And when the day comes the talk radio is ended, I'll go to the Internet, and I will give you my opinions on the Internet if necessary until Obama bans the Internet, and you liberals will then find out what we've been trying to tell you. This man may as well be a sorcerer. Now, you may say you don't care if we have a benevolent dictator as long as he's a liberal. What you don't understand is that in the beginning, liberals take on their enemies. And after they've eliminated their enemies, they take on their friends. And after they've taken on their enemies and their friends, they take you on. You don't understand that yet because you're very naive and you don't know history. I do know history, and I'm not naive. And I'm reluctant to even use the word President Obama because I don't feel as though he is my president. And I'll say that point blank. I don't feel as though he's my president. I feel he's the president of some other entity. That's how I feel, because he did not speak to the American people. Moreover, who did he make his first enemy? Was it the Hitler of our time who said the Holocaust doesn't exist? No. Was it Osama bin Laden who said he would hunt down? No. Who was it? It was a conservative talk show host who he sees as his worst enemy. If that doesn't put a chill through your spine, then you yourself don't deserve to live in America, in my opinion. You look at history and you find out what happens when men have absolute power, and you'll see what could happen here. And if you think you're immune, you're mistaken. At the end of the day, once an inquisition begins, and once a government starts hunting for heresy and the affliction of free thought, there's no end to it. Look at the French Revolution. You may say, yeah, go and get those conservatives. I warn you that if you let this tin pot dictator become an absolute dictator, without any criticism whatsoever, you'll have the equivalent of the Inquisition, and you'll have a government hunting for heresy and heretics, and you'll have a government hunting for the affliction of free thought. And if you are a liberal who enjoys free thought, you also will be caught in the revolution of this tin pot dictator. I'm warning you. That's what's coming. Indianapolis Lloyd, welcome to the Savage Nation.
Tongue-in-cheek, I think that Obama is one of the most honest people, and I think he respects Abe Lincoln for one reason. He told all the Americans everything he was going to do to destroy this country, and by the grace of God, well, his God, whoever that might be, he's attempting to do it right out of the box. I mean, he's off to a fast start to destroy this country, and all the fools, and I know you're not supposed to use that word, but all the fools that swallowed his mantra and voted for him are in for the surprises of their lives, except for the really, truly, the socialist Marxist pigs that
yes, the Saul Alinsky school of communism, which is what he's following, by the way, all of his tactics. And it's been discussed at some point in various talk shows, and I don't want to sound like a pseudo-intellectual by repeating it, but the fact of the matter is he is practicing all of the techniques of that Saul Alinsky taught the radicals in the radical schools that he taught in. And one is to get right in the face of the opposition. You understand that, I'm sure, because you sound like a man who knows what's going on. Thank you for the call. Thank you for the call. So as I say, if he should succeed in passing a so-called fairness doctrine by fiat, that is either by executive order or through an FCC stooge, I will go underground and I'll do my radio show on the Internet. And then, of course, he's going to have another problem. The reason I've been trying to build up my website, michaelsavage.com, for the last couple of years is because I may have to do this show on the Internet in the sense that I doubt very much whether the government would be willing to take on the Internet. I don't know if they'd be willing to do it. Most of the Internet is run by liberals, and I don't know whether they're ready to start controlling the Internet or not. They may be. I believe we could easily be living in a communist China-like country within 4 years if we don't stop this charlatan, tin pot dictator. San Francisco, Jerry, go ahead, please.
I'm a veteran in the Air Force. I have a son in the military, and I'm kind of disappointed at the way you are sabotaging Obama before he's even started. I mean, I asked you...
Well, what do you mean before he's even started? He's passed 5 executive orders.
Yeah, but I mean, give him 100 days. I mean...
Wait, no. I gave him 5 executive orders. I don't need 100 days. Some presidents don't do very much in a whole year. This man passed 5 executive orders in about a week. Doesn't that worry you that he's acting like a dictator?
He's acting like a leader that he is. Please give him a chance.
Whoa, what do you mean he's acting like a leader? You mean all leaders are necessarily good and they're all necessarily freedom-loving? All leadership is good?
I feel more comfortable with him in office as opposed to George W. Bush, who I voted for.
What do you like about him speaking to the Arab street before the American street? What do you like about that?
He's uniting the country, and he's.
Whoa! What do you mean the Arab street is part of our country?
He's putting out the.
What Air Force did you fly in? The Russian Air Force? The Korean Air Force? What are you talking about? Don't come on with what you flew. Right now you're flying a malarkey across the airwaves. You communist fraud, you. Don't give me this double talk that because he's only been in office 7 days, I have to get on my hands and knees. I don't want to get on my hands and knees. I'm not bowing down to this tin pot dictator. He slapped America in the face, including you. But you apparently don't even have the spine to understand that he just spit on you.
I spent 4 years in my country. My son.
Go there. Spend another 4 years. You know what you are? You're nothing. How's that? I spent 4 years. So what does that make you? What does that make you? Because you served in the military, you're better than everybody? I'm sick of this garbage. I've seen a lot of communists who served in the military. Let's start with John Kerry, another great hero. Another one who made up the Purple Hearts.